back. It's us. After 2 weeks, we just recorded.
Zay decided he wanted to show up for this episode. As soon as we start,
because not Zay coming for this episode. Like, bad Zay.
As soon as we start,
hi Zay.
Hey Zay.
Oh, hi. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, Zay is a dog. He is a dog. But it has been 2 whole weeks. 2 whole weeks.
2 weeks. 2.
And we are back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Y'all, I got some New York stories, baby.
I cannot wait. I can't wait because we know if anyone knows how to tell a story, to serve your laughter. I'm here for it.
Thank you. You know, I'm flattered. I'm flattered you appreciate my stories, okay? Because I'm animated.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I'm an animated storyteller in person. I feel like I don't deliver that same type of animation over the podcast, but most people who know me when I'm in person, they know I talk with my hands a lot, facial expressions, dramatic pauses, the side head lean, those type of things. Those things I can give you in person, but I can't translate those things over a podcast. So sorry.
I ain't watched you in weeks this time.
Right. Oh, it's so cool to have my mic up here.
I know his mic all dangling like that challenge. You know where they hold it up like the studio?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he doing. He got one of them.
How are you? How are you? And let's go ahead and start this episode off with a New York story. Tell us one. It's been 2 weeks. I'm sure something has happened.
A spotlight. I'm like, I wasn't ready. Wait if it did. You might because some of them are inappropriate. I don't know, y'all need to hear them ones. JV knows those ones, but let's see. I don't know. My coworkers are starting to learn who I am as a person. The ones who I like and think are cool. I'm starting to see they're like, oh, you're always talking shit. I'm all like literally that's who I am as a person.
I learned that day one, so I'm glad that they're just learning that.
No, my coworker, I be cooking his ass. It's 2 of them I cook. It's 2 guys, but they're like my favorite 2 guys, right? So they're my favorite 2, so I be cooking their ass every time I see them. Talking shit, they're my 2 faves. But yeah, so I cook them every time, and they're all like, oh, why are you talking? I'm thinking call me your tits. I don't tell them how that works, but call me your tits.
Mm-hmm.
So let me think. What's the crazy story?
You should send them an acronym one day. Send a message. They're going to say something. Just message them CYT.
Right.
With no context. They'll know exactly what it is, but no one else will.
Call me your tits. CYT.
Somebody used that date stands for dick at the end the other day, and I was really upset about it because I was like, Herbalife has been saying that for a long time.
I really have. First of all, because someone said it to me. Now, it wasn't my own original idea, but someone said it to me years ago. I think it was actually a guy. A man said it to me on a date because I was like, I'm trying to go home. And that motherfucker reminded me, ma'am, dates stand for dick at the end. Amal, I should put that on my Instagram stories. Do you know what date stands for? What does date stand for? I put only real ones is going to know.
Somebody gonna come through fast with the answer.
It'll probably be your damn husband.
No, I think it's gonna be. Okay, there's a husband-wife that comment on our posts sometimes. They tag each other oftentimes. Or their boyfriend, girlfriend? I don't know. I think one of their names.
Cousins. Yeah, they're husband and wife. They're married.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be one of them. I feel like it's gonna be the husband.
No, they probably know because they lit. They make marriage look so fun. I love that.
I think it's gonna be.
Speaking of marriage, my brother and my sister-in-law came up because they were originally going to Toronto for their wedding anniversary, and something happened with my brother's passport for some reason, and they couldn't go. I know some crap happened. It's always some crap. Something happened, and long story short, they came to New York. It was a vibe. I had such a good time. My older brother is so funny, y'all. I got cooked, and it happened. Yeah, I don't know if I told y'all this. I've been in New York now 2 years. So my first year, I think I told y'all how I fell asleep on a train and woke up in Coney Island, feet cold, at the last stop, dead ass of winter. Do you remember that story? All right, if you don't. Anyway, long story short, I fell asleep on a train, woke up in Coney Island. It was awful. I woke up like that Mr. Krabs meme. And the only reason I woke up was because the cold air got me. It was like, this is the final stop. Thank you for taking the city. MTA Transit or whatever the hell that thing says at the end. Anyway, long story short, one of my siblings cooked. Y'all hear me? I sitting there like, oh, y'all can't see me. This is not a visual episode. I forgot. We need to do a visual episode maybe after next week, after my birthday, because my birthday's coming up the 23rd, and I'm getting my hair laid to the gore. So,
me too. I can't wait till I get my hair done.
You're really ugly.
Do you see how my beard look right now? You know, I wasn't able to shave for 2 weeks.
I don't know how to tell you that.
Look at that. But you see it's getting length, though? You see that? It's actually getting some length, though.
It always looks like that.
You see the gray? The gray is popping now, and I'm really, really, really excited about it. Really, really. Oh, shout out to my mom. Today's my mom's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Good birthday.
It's her birthday today. But go ahead, your story.
Okay, my stories. Okay, so I told you their siblings came up. So I took them around New York and stuff. You know, I didn't want to third wheel a whole lot. So we ended up going up to this spot in Harlem called Corner Social. Anybody that's up here, y'all know Corner Social kind of a vat. We go to Corner Social. I take them there on a Sunday. It's nice. I knew they would like it. I had been on Saturday. I didn't know Sunday was as lit, but I didn't have work that Monday. So I took them that Sunday, which was their actual anniversary date, even though they had been there the whole weekend, right? So we get there. The DJ manages to give a shout out, which was nice. Shout out to him for that. I go dip off because you know me. Anyone who knows me, y'all know I'm going to stick with y'all, but I'm a socializer. So I am going to leave the group and go mingle with other people that I don't know. So I did my usual. I'm running around the bar, and this African man comes to me. He, I like your hair. And I'm like, you like my hair? Because y'all know I got this like platinum blonde hair. So his friend always said, why are you talking like that? You mimicking him? And I'm all like, yeah, I'm trying to sound like you. You know, me, I'm talking my usual crap. Y'all, why? Okay, the man starts buying me drinks, right? The one who, I like your hair. I'm all like, oh, you like my hair? Okay, you know, we mingling, we talking or whatever. You know, he buying me shots, or we drinking, we politicking. We're having a good time. It's nice. Y'all, why his friend gonna call himself telling on me and goes, be careful buying her drinks. She's here with someone. I think she's part of a throuple.
Oh.
Sir, I want you to learn how to man your business. So anyway, besides all that, I turned to the guy, and the guy's all like, I'm like, that is literally my sister-in-law and my older brother, my biological older brother. And they're in town visiting for their anniversary. And I brought them here to just like kick it, go around the city. We went to a lot of restaurants, but I wanted to kind of unwind and just give them something like neutral and casual to just chilling. Like, it's not like a fancy upscale place. It's just like a neighborhood spot that's cool. I wanted them to get they wanted a real raw New York experience, is what they told me. Well, that's what I gave them. Okay. As much as I can as a transport. But anyway, so, you know, we had nutcrackers, we did all that stuff. When he came up and said, she is a part of a throuple. Sir, manage your business, number one. Okay?
And now, if I was?
Hello? So, you know, my brother happens to come up. I introduce him like, hey, this is my brother. You know, this is, you know, I say the guy's name. They say, oh, hey. He's like, oh, okay, you know, finished. Hey, long story short, they start making last calls. Time to go now. Now, y'all know me. I didn't put my little drinky drink in my purse, and I'm just stumbled out with it, okay? I'm like, let me just come up with my little drink tiptoe because I'm not done. So we go sit on the steps waiting for our Uber to come because now we're catching an Uber back to Brooklyn because, baby, no, we ended up catching a train. Take it back. We sat there for a second. I don't forget what we were sitting there. Whatever reason we sat there for. Long story short, a man comes up and he's drunk. Which one of y'all see? I said, oh, what's up? I'm right here. Because, you know, my sister-in-law said, what's up? He all like, oh, you single? And I'm all like, yeah. Now, mind you, there was a friend of his standing on the side, like kind of tucked in the back, but my brother and my sister-in-law were talking at some point, talking about being married and, you know, happiness. And, you know, I'm all like, I just show it's beautiful to see you together. I'm sounding like Mr. on Color Purple and shit when he had the juke joint because I'm hit. So we sitting there and the guy on the side comes out and he's like, what's your name? And I'm all like, Jazz. I'm all like, he like, oh, what's up, Jazz? The friend come out, Jazz is a liar. She's married. I'm all like, I am not married. Now, y'all, I'm thinking my older brother going to have my back and vouch like, no, she's not married. This is my wife. My older brother sat there. He's like, I know what the guy was thinking because he was thinking the stuff that Erin is my sister-in-law. The stuff that she was saying is the stuff that you were saying. So he going to tell me, Jay, he going to say, and Jazz is a liar. So first of all, I'm drunk. I'm looking around. Y'all, I really did answer her. I'm like, who the fuck is Jazz? Like, I'm looking around. I forgot that I told this man my name was Jazz. So I'm all like, first I'm not lying. I'm looking like, who the hell is Jazz? That's kind of like, oh yeah, Jazz is me. Forgot. My bad. Because I was looking around like, okay, you know, Jazz is, and I'm like, Jazz? Okay, so whose name is Jazz? It's me. I'm Jazz. So now I found out Jazz is a liar. Anyway, long story short, me and the man proceed to continue into a like verbal back and forth. It wasn't an argument. And he goes, well, Jazz, you ain't his type anyway. I said, shut up. Y'all, do you know what that man got into? The passenger side of his best friend's ride, a scrub was arguing with me. Not even the man who asked if I was single. The scrub was arguing with me. So that's one of my New York stories. Same weekend, they started off with being accused of being in a throuple with my fucking brother and sister-in-law. Oh, I gotta watch my cousin. My brother and sister-in-law. I'm getting accused of being in a throuple. Okay? Mm-hmm. I'm all like, oh my God, they accused me of being in a throuple. That's crazy. Like, a throuple? Well, no, absolutely not. And I would mess it. Like, yeah, y'all know I don't share. To me, making up a name and then forgetting what said name was.
The fact that you forgot that soon after you gave him the name.
Listen, but you know how I am. I was looking there perplexed. Who is Jazz? Who? And I'm like, oh yeah, Jazz. But that was one little wild New York story. But yeah, I got accused.
And that's how we introducing you back to the Rude Urban Truth. It's been 2 weeks, and that's how you get introduced back into things. Welcome.
And y'all know it took me long to spit it out because y'all know I be having my little sidebars. So don't do me like that. Listen,
I don't have any stories. I don't have any.
In 2 weeks, you have no stories.
I have no stories. Anything? You know, I was out of commission for 2 weeks, basically.
Oh yeah,
so I didn't really have anything. Yeah. But
somehow you called me out on Facebook about being late.
I always call you out on Facebook.
But I live in a different time zone.
Y'all, but not only so this is what the post was. I'm gonna go ahead and read the post. I'm gonna read the post verbatim since we're here because I wasn't gonna do this, but since she told me to say this, I'm going to go back and say something. But that wasn't my intention.
For the monster that you are.
No, that was not my intention. So there was a post that says, when everyone expects you to be late and you roll up on time. And I made a post that said, never urban laughter. And then in quotes, I put, And I did that post. I did that post 5 days ago.
Was
a day later. Yeah, a day later. After I made the post. Your favorite co-host, Urban Laughter, finally comes through and finally starts to reply. After everyone has had a whole conversation, a whole day. This is her response. I'm working on my time management. That's why I've been off of Facebook. I also live in a different time zone. So which one is it? Are you working on your time management or are you in a different time zone? Which one?
Both of these
things. If you're working on your time management, does that mean that you're just trying to not be as late, but you're still going to be late?
First of all, I don't like how you're talking. Kind of, sort of. At least I'm fashion. Like, y'all can't say this. I have showed up late, but I don't be tore up. Like, I show up late, I smell good, my outfit be put together. Like, I'm late, but I'm kind of like, oh, you know what? I can see a little effort went into this. It makes sense. Look at you. Mm-hmm. You gonna say, I'm working on my time management because I realize I live in a different time zone. And I've realized that I have a selfish group of family members, which includes JB.
That expect for you to be there on time?
Well, unfortunately, my cousins, Tamika, JB, Brian, Larico. Should I keep going? Unfortunately, my relatives do not respect me enough to consider my time difference. And I have to now work for me. So that means that I have to at least make myself move to at least somewhere that's a 15-minute time zone. Because
okay.
It's unacceptable.
30 minutes is that's where you draw the line. 30 minutes is
I'm moving to a new time zone of 15 minutes. Mustafa, you heard it here first.
Like, this is the same person who I will tell, let's say we're making a decision. We have come to the decision that we're going to go somewhere together. And let's say I'm like, hey, we're supposed to be getting there around 7 o'clock. I'm going to be at your house at 6:40.
And he comes at 6:15.
I get there at 6:40 and we still don't leave the house until 7:30.
We get there at 6. He gets there at 6:15.
We had so much
because
time.
I need to put on lashes.
We had so much time from the time that I got there and the time we left. That by the time we got to the event, we were both tipsy. We were
only tipsy because let me tell you how JB selfishly drinks shots of liquor. We're sitting in their living room. I need to put on lashes, but we're doing some shots first. He didn't fill his little boot shot. This is my boot when I still had my boot shot glasses. He didn't fill up his little boot with his liquor and left that empty. I said, well, I'll put the glass down and put the lid on everything, y'all. Like, didn't even leave it off for me to even grab the bottle and then tip for another shot. See, that's 15 minutes by itself because I got to give a spiel. I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you not even? I got to give a TED talk behind what's happening on why he didn't give me a shot. Okay, now I got to put on sad lashes. Now the liquor's coursing through the veins. We getting ready and we drinking. I'm like, okay. Now he's sitting there watching me with the lashes and it's pressure. And I'm like,
And I'm
please don't.
she's doing her lashes. I'm sitting on the toilet watching her do her lashes the whole time. Because that was when
That's
I
funny.
realized that you were playing music from your old iPhone in the house. Because I was like, where's the music coming from?
Oh
And it's
yeah,
coming from
sure.
your
So
old
y'all know I always have like a little speaker. Yo, I got a new speaker now. I got like a subwoofer now. The bass makes my windows red. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna turn you down, okay? But
You should make your home a smart home. We have Alexas in every room, and you can create a group. And I created a group called Everywhere. So like today when I was cooking, I was like, Alexa, play Beyonce's Renaissance everywhere. So she played it and it was playing in every single room. So everyone walked into
oh, that's ghetto. See, that's why I'm fool with Alexa. She too nosy for me. Now she
right. She
playing it.
literally, y'all heard her. She literally, Alexa,
Stop
stop.
it, girl.
So I
So
forgot
y'all
to
heard
do that.
it.
Should be
Right.
okay. She's
It's
still
really
going.
playing it. Yes. Not only is Alexa nosy, she hard headed.
Alexa, stop.
Girl, stop.
Dang. About to have a whole podcast taken down because it's going to scan and find
See,
that the Beyonce song been playing.
hello, hello. But yeah, so it's like, you
She's
know
dropping a
what?
new song tomorrow or Friday. The one that she
I
has with
know.
Ron
And it's
Isley.
funny. Yeah, my friend's here. So I have some friends here. Shout out to Rachel, Andre, Raquel, Marissa, Big Chris, Big Kia. You know, all my little friends here. Like they're my actual friends now. I'm all excited because I have like actual friends here. It's fun. But they already know what time on. But Kia be late like I'm late. Like Kia's like me times 20. Like if I'm gonna be 30 minutes late, please believe Miss Kia gonna be an hour. And baby, but Kia be worth it. She looking cute when she pull up. Like, look at her, look, you Kia's a little baddie. Like, okay, we see you happy. But don't do me. Anyway, I'm working on my time management. I'm trying to start the smart increments. I'm trying to cut down to 15 minutes. I'm trying to start going to like work on well, I don't really have a time to be at work per se. I'm trying to get to work earlier, I'll say. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
I
get to
get
work
to work when
earlier.
I feel like it. Most of the time, I tell myself I'm not going to be there any later than 9:30. But
Yeah. That's what I try to
I
do, no
am
later
not
than
going to
9:30.
stay later than 4:30 any day. I don't care what time I get there. I'm leaving at 4:30 because I'm trying to beat traffic to get home.
Okay, what you say? Me staying at work, it's giving a ghetto. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't like it.
At all. But okay, we on a tangent. We're on a tangent. Okay, let's go back. Rude
Oh,
quote
we
of
are
the
on a
week.
tangent.
Do you have one today?
I do. Fellas, this one's for you. Sliding into my DMs knowing you have a whole girlfriend with no hush money. That's the definition of insanity. That's
Oh,
crazy. Don't do it. Don't.
not
Don't.
that's the definition of
Yeah.
insanity.
That's the definition of insanity. Sliding into some DMs knowing you got a girlfriend and no hush money. Sir, you about this all wrong.
Well, I have a really I'm really excited about my black magic this week.
Oh.
Okay. So, you guys know that I follow certain sports, one of them being gymnastics. Well, for those of you who have not heard, Fisk University out of Nashville, Tennessee just made history as being the first HBCU to offer women's gymnastics.
Oh. Fisk?
And they recorded their first
And the F
practice
stands for
session
first.
and they are out here ready to fuck it up. I am so excited about it because as most of the time, if anyone is following gymnastics, especially college gymnastics, most of the people who are fucking it up normally are black women. The black women be killing it. Week after week, 10s across the board. So the fact that we know that this is a whole HBCU filled with black women that are probably going to kill it every week. I am so excited about. I'm really sad, I will say, that this is the first HBCU to have this, but I'm hoping that this is going to be the start of many. I'm
It
hoping
probably
that a
will.
lot more
They had someone to
HBCUs are going
compete.
to start dedicating funds to investing into these schools and these programs because we already know that when black people participate in any sport, we run it. We
Hello?
took
Who
over.
run the world?
We
Us.
took over
Ooh.
gymnastics. We took over tennis. We even started taking over swimming. And you know, we don't get in water like that.
You know,
So
slavery.
when we touch it, it's ours. So when you have a HBCU that's going to be churning out the type of talent that I saw in this practice video, oh man, I am excited.
I
I'm
am
really,
too.
really excited. So shout out to them. I watched their practice session and they were killing it. They were out
Okay.
here killing it. Just watching them, it's great. It was absolutely great. So I was really really excited about that, and I wanted to bring that up. And while I'm here, I'm going to say something that actually brought me a lot of sadness this week. Serena Williams, the greatest tennis player of all time, male or
Yes.
female, announced that after the U.S. Open, she will be retiring.
I hate that so much.
Yeah, me too. I hate it. I knew it was coming. Serena's in her 40s now. To be in her 40s still playing tennis is a testament to how great she is as it is. And I love that she's having the opportunity to retire on her own terms. There are a lot of athletes that end up having really like career-ending injuries. And I'm glad that that's not something that she had. I'm glad that she's going out when she says she was ready to go out. But there's going to be such a huge void in the tennis world when Serena leaves. Just like Venus is probably going to be following her. Venus is older than she is, and I've been watching some of her matches. She's just not performing at that same caliber anymore. So
Right.
she'll probably be retiring too.
Man, we got
Tennis
Naomi though.
world,
We got Naomi.
but
She's going to
I,
the
and I,
Grammys
I love
coming up.
Naomi, but Naomi, I think she likes tennis. I think she loves tennis, but I don't think she's in it anymore. I think that when she had that bout with mental health, that kind of really hurt her. And then to see that nobody really stood behind her when she made that decision, I think that kind of tarnished how she looks at the tennis world now, because she sees that a lot of people, especially white people, look at black athletes as theirs. And if you're not performing to the level they expect you to perform at, then you're of no value to them anymore. And I think for her to have to deal with that in the way that she did, I think that impacted her a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that she continues to play, because she's always great to watch. She's such an amazing talent. But if she walked away right now, she'd be very much well within her right to do that, because I told somebody this, because I recently was promoted, and I have somebody on my team.
Congratulations.
But I told them, we were talking, and I said, I'm gonna say this, and it's probably gonna catch you off guard. I was like, but I care more about you than I do this job. If something
Yeah.
was to ever happen to you, I would care more about making sure you were okay than making sure your work got done,
Right.
because I care more about you. And that's how I look at her. I care more about her as a person than I do as a tennis player, because
Right.
she should be able to take care of herself and nobody should be bothered by it. But hearing Serena is going to be leaving is sad. We already just had Allison Felix, who is the most decorated track and field star of all time for the United States. She just retired. And even though Simone Biles has not announced it, she did make hints that she's probably retiring too. And I watched the gymnastics tournament last week, and it's not the same. It's not the
Yeah.
same without her, because she brought a certain level of flair and talent that these other girls don't have. So when you see these people, these great people retiring, I'm happy for them, because they deserve it. They deserve to be able to see what the next steps of their lives are going to take them. They deserve to be able to see what the next steps in their lives are going to make them. But man, are
Mm-hmm.
we going to miss them? So
Mm-hmm.
I will be watching the U.S. Open. The U.S. Open starts at the end of this month. So I'll be watching it. Hopefully she's able to win it all. Go out on a bang.
Right.
But if she can't, she did all she needed to do already. She has nothing she needs to impress anybody with now. She has 23 majors. She is the most winningest woman of all time when it comes to earning. She has made more money in tennis than any female athlete ever in any sport. That's an achievement by itself. So,
It is.
shout out to Fisk University for having the first women's gymnastics team. Shout out to Serena for giving us her entire life,
Basically.
because she's been playing professional tennis since she was like 14.
Yeah.
Serena is like
It's only
40. So
like, yeah.
that's like 16 years of, oh God, 26 years of her life was tennis. It's crazy. That's crazy to say out loud. So, with that said, are we ready to move into Rude Talk?
Rooftop, hey, rooftop.
So you know me. I be kind of perusing these internets, be finding stuff, and I came across something that tickled me. So there's this girl on Facebook. Her name is Daphne Ford Sutton. If that name sounds familiar to anyone, it's because she be reading people for filth after she catches them in a lie. So I'm going to walk you through what happened. Some girl, she bleeped out her name. This girl went on Facebook and made this post. I got some tea for y'all. I get home yesterday and a few minutes later, my doorbell rings. It is the neighbor. This fool asked me if he could get some sugar. I thought it was a joke, but he had a cup. I tell him, hold on, and he hands me the cup, so I shut the door. I go in the cabinet, and before I went to pour the sugar, there's a note in the cup. It said, can he take me out this weekend? First of all, he is over my weight limit. Second, if he can't afford a $3 bag of sugar, he definitely not on my financial level. And third, a note in the cup is corny as fuck. He could have just asked straight up, and I would have rejected. She said, I should have included a can of corn. I gave him the sugar and told him I was in a relationship. He turned around and proceeded to do the walk of shame. He would have been cute if he was 60 pounds lighter, for real, but I ain't that desperate. So, and she shows a picture of the cup that has the note on the inside that says, can I take you out? That part, I don't know, because the person bleeped out her name, so I don't know what her name is. Well, somebody commented, basically kind of let her know, like, yo, that was kind of messed up. And she replies to Daphne, because Daphne was on the total. She said, courage her. Girl, bye. I literally live next door. He sees me all the time. I pick who I like and don't like. Leave us single and thriving folks alone. You can settle for less if you want. It ain't me. Well, Daphne, if time was available on BOGO, she got plenty of it. Because she came through. She said, thriving? Girl, bye. You remember this? And she brings up a screenshot of this girl having posted on her Facebook on Valentine's Day. Being single on Valentine's Day is not it. Then she said, do you remember this? Which was another screenshot on May 28th. Said, I swear if I'm single by Thanksgiving, I'm dating white men. Ain't nothing out there but use, dick, and lies. Do better, black men do better. And then she came back again and said, but what about this one? And she said, who down for a backyard movie night? No kids, though. I made sure mine was with their dads. Serious people only. I need some company. So for her to be a single and thriving single, she has a lot of posts that shows that she really wants to be dating someone.
Right. And that's
so
okay.
Daphne came back and she was trying to shame people. Daphne came back and said, more of the story is you're not thriving. You're lonely. He might have taken the walk of shame, but you're ashamed. All you would have had to offer him is sugar, an attitude, and another man's kids. He will be okay. Trust. And the girl replied with, girl, fuck you.
Okay.
She's now
Hello?
mad. She's now mad. And Daphne came back. I figured you would say that. Go ahead and block me now, and then put a corn beside it. But I saw that, and I was just like, okay, so y'all, okay. We're just going to excuse the car that decided it wanted to race up the street beside my
I'm
apartment.
like, what is this? I thought Alexa had started some mess again.
But one, she really went on social media trying to shame this person. Two, and then you mad because somebody called you out on you being that way. It's like, yo, if you're not interested, you're not interested. But you ain't got to go through this full list of things that you're trying to degrade him about when you ain't in the best position yourself. And then they're trying to make it seem like you're a single and thriving person, but you've made so many posts that show that single is not what you want to be. Most people who are single and thriving, they know that being in a relationship is an option, but they're okay with not being in it. And it's okay.
You see,
but you don't go out here trying to shame other people because of that. Don't do that.
Right.
So
like if you love, that's your business.
Right. So shout out to Daphne for coming through and laying into her. Now, Daphne at times can be a little problematic. I've seen some other posts because some people feel like she spends most of her time looking for posts like this from women so she can try to degrade them or insult them on social media. But sometimes it's warranted. And when I saw that, I'm like, no, you didn't have to do all that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You didn't have to do all that. And then I sent this post to Urban Laughter because when I saw it, I knew that even though she wouldn't admit it, she's probably created it. Because she's talking about how she ain't on Facebook like that. But she is, because she's on Facebook under the name Hakeem Barty. Because Hakeem Barty made a post that says, "Please don't cheat on me because I'm mentally not okay. I'll dig your grandmother up and use her as a Halloween decoration."
Hello, sit Miss Mama's. Hello, we'll sit Miss. Listen, Miss Charlene will be sitting on the porch. Boo. Like, y'all gotta stop playing with people. You have to stop playing with people because you never know what type of time they're on. Please stop. Yeah, I'll call you right over here.
Oh, that tickled me. That tickled me. All right, so I come through with an "Am I the asshole?" every now and then. They weren't as juicy as they normally are, but then I came across one. Still not that juicy, but I am just interested in knowing your opinion here. The title says, and I have not read it, I skimmed it, was like, let's see what this is. Because it just screams white people who don't wear shoes at work. And we probably all have seen this happen at least one time in one place of employment that we've been at. Because for some reason they like to take off their shoes at work. This says, "Am I the asshole for telling my coworker I will cover up my shoulders when he starts wearing shoes?"
I'm playing the South Park game. Right?
It already screams, why are you worried about what I'm wearing when you ain't doing what you need to do? But we'll continue.
Weird.
The skin color related.
My workplace doesn't have a dress code, so everyone dresses up very casually. Today I was wearing a top with thin straps with long pants and my shoulders were showing. One of my coworkers, they've named him Brian, was giving me angry looks all day. And then when I finally asked him what's wrong, he told me he thought better off me than to dress in barely any clothes to work.
Only South Park would do some.
Yeah, I don't understand.
At that moment, Brian was wearing pretty short shorts and was barefoot. He dressed like this the whole summer. The office is carpeted. He only puts on slippers if he's going to the bathroom or the kitchen.
At work?
I told Brian that I would start covering up my shoulders when he starts wearing shoes to the office. If I have to watch his hairy toes at work, he can deal with the sight of my shoulders. That, of course, did not help. He put on his headphones and didn't even look in my direction for the rest of the workday. Now I'm wondering if I was wrong to say that. He is a coworker and I should thrive for good work relationships. But I felt insulted, so I kicked back at him. Is this woman the asshole?
No. Because see, me, I came into work with my phone with no earbuds and playing special delivery. Let me see your shoulders work. I had on a tank top. I came in doing the Harlem Shake, the old Harlem Shake, not that new one that was a trend. I would have came in. Let me see your shoulder. Are you in her with Swiss? Let me see your shoulders work. Special delivery. You'd have been. I take it back. Tank top, spaghetti strap. Now I'm going to HR for being inappropriately dressed.
My thing is like, why?
It's summertime.
In my mind, I'm assuming this. What she had on is probably not the worst that we've seen people wear.
Say that.
When you work in an environment where they have no dress code, you see stuff that you know that these people know they shouldn't be wearing.
Right.
Like my job, we basically don't have a dress code. A girl walked in with yoga pants and a tube top one day.
Oh, girl, my job were coochie cutters.
Oh, this is the same girl that she had on like an oversized sweater and her shorts were so short under it that we didn't think she had on shorts. So we were like, oh my God. So I am almost positive seeing someone with thin straps and you just see their shoulders should be one, the least of your worries. Two, you should mind your entire business.
Funky foot.
We discuss why you walking around barefoot on this carpet that you don't even know the last time they've actually cleaned.
That's why I said, like, I'm all like at work. Were people's outside shoes or
but that's so disgusting. I don't understand how people can do that. There's no way that I can walk barefoot like that.
I wear high heels and I'm not going barefoot. Honey, the dogs will have to bark because a New York City street, if my bare naked foot touches one, I'm going to have to move back home to PA because there's no way I can stay here. There's not enough cleansing in the world to get a city with 9 million people off the bottom of the pads of my feet.
The most sound advice that my dad ever told me was, Junior, someone who walks outside barefoot is a hoe. and I wish that I was kidding, but my dad literally told me that when I was like 12.
Why would he even fix his lips to utter such words? Bring your dad on here. Let's get to our next guest. We haven't had a guest in a very long time.
Because I'll explain to her how it happened. In the situation that happened, I would agree that this person probably was. We were at a gas station. We were on our way to Myrtle Beach, and we stopped at a gas station, and we were sitting in the car, and we looked outside, and this woman got out of the car barefoot and walked into the gas station without shoes on. So she walked from her car across the concrete into the gas station and walked around the inside of the gas station without shoes on.
But you know, a lot of the South people are barefoot and they don't have the no shirt, no shoes, no service sign.
Mm-hmm. And according to my dad, they're hoes. Because, you know, my dad is from the Bronx. You ain't doing that in no bodega.
Hello? You seen that cat? Cats.
So you got cats everywhere. You bound to step on somebody's poop.
Mm-hmm.
In the South, you bound to step on somebody's piss.
Ain't that the truth?
Why would you want to do that?
And
so
please
I'm not doing
don't
that.
Let it be corn liquor.
Like, do you know how many times I've been at a job and I dropped something on the floor and didn't pick it up and came in the next day and it was still there, and then it stayed there for days because the people weren't actually cleaning the floors? Why would you think it was okay to walk on those carpets with no shoes on?
I'm driving.
It is disgusting.
Yeah, it is. I'm not gonna hold you.
All right. So one last thing in Rude Talk, I came across this post on BuzzFeed. The BuzzFeed post says people are calling out their significant other's most shocking behavior, and it's ranging from hilarious to heartbreaking. So, oh no! Before I get into that, did you see the article of the man who got married and at his reception?
Revenge porn
of his now wife having sex with his brother-in-law.
Oh, he still married her?
They were married. They had just gotten married. They got to the reception. And at the reception, while they were standing up there, he put the video on the screen in front of everyone.
My thing is, if you still married her, what was the point?
Well, a lot of people in the comments said, well, after you've done all that, you can't get your deposits and stuff back. So maybe he just went through it just because he knew he needed. Otherwise, it was a complete waste of money. It's still a waste of money for you to do that. But I was just like, dang. And then you see, she got mad and threw the flowers at him. Girl, you did it. And if you're going to do that, why would you get that on camera?
Yeah, who recorded it? Maybe it might have been a secret cam. You know, porn be having a secret cam.
I think it was the actual brother-in-law. The brother-in-law recorded them having sex. I just, okay. Yeah, it just came to mind.
The brother-in-law was married and had a pregnant wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is wild.
Yep. Okay, so these are some of the top-rated responses to the weird things they learned about their partners. Number one, I don't know if this is technically number one on the list or if it's just number one in how they ranked it. But it says, well, how they published the article. She gave me her phone to look for an address and make a restaurant reservation for our 7-year anniversary. Someone sent her a video on WhatsApp and the next message said, tomorrow again? Now, I'm not one of those people who normally checks my partner's phones. I don't like that. But I was curious and clicked on it, and it was a full 2-minute video of her cheating on me with 2 men. Needless to say, there was no anniversary dinner.
Choo-choo.
Oh. Right. Okay, next one is my very first boyfriend and I used to talk on the phone all hours of the night, sharing every secret we had. One night, he told me that he regularly shits in the shower and stomps it down the drain because he's too lazy to get out and dry himself off. That was in 2002, and I am still shocked. Like, what? Which brings me to one thing. I'm going to put this on hold for a second, as in, I'm going to stop reading this list, and I want you to do a search for me in Google. Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready. I got my Google up.
Are you sure? You got your Google up?
Got my Google up.
Google Alabama Hot Pocket.
Wait, hold up. It's still is this some sexual shit? 'Cause I know this ain't no Hot Pocket like the commercial.
Once you get it, I just want you to read what you see at the top.
It said Alabama Hot Pocket, not bad. A sexual act defecating into the... See, I told you it was some bad sexual shit.
No, you got to read it out loud. Read it out loud for everybody.
Y'all, the sexual act of defecating into a vagina and proceeding to have intercourse with the feces-filled vagina.
Someone put on Facebook, don't search Alabama Hot Pocket. I warned you. You know you're going to search it if someone tells you that. And
first of all, how y'all not getting in...
I have a lot of questions on how that's even possible.
Yeah,
You know,
because I don't
but
even.
apparently that's what's happening in parts of Alabama. But anyway, moving right along on this list. All right. I fell head over heels for a guy in college and would have done absolutely anything for that relationship. Aw. Meanwhile, he was lukewarm about me. Ooh. And I didn't have enough life experience to know that that was unhealthy. He was in a fraternity, and basically all the brothers, including him, had slept with this woman who used to hang around the house. The whole fraternity would make fun of her and say awful, dehumanizing shit about her. They treated her like an inside joke. My ex said more than once that she was basically a sex worker. Meanwhile, a different brother would have sex with her every other weekend. It really made my blood boil that they would dehumanize her like that and then turn around and have sex with her. I always try to defend her. Anyway, after we graduated, when we had been together for 4 fucking years, I found out my ex had been cheating on me with this fucking woman who he compared to a sex worker. I really thought I was going to die when I found out. The grief was going to swallow me whole. I mean, but am I alone in saying most of the time the men that be talking shit about these women that will have sex, they're sexually free, are the same ones that have sex with said women?
Always.
Like,
They just try to say
like
that because
that woman is suddenly a hoe, then you are too. Like y'all just hoes, and ain't nothing wrong with being a hoe. But I just the double standards. All right, I'm gonna do 2 more, and then we're gonna close out Rude Talk.
Okay.
4. I was with someone for 7 years. Decent relationship and was never treated badly. He brought me food in bed, did laundry, walked the dogs, and anything else I asked. He even surprised me with flowers all the time. All around good guy. 3 years into our relationship, we got our first apartment with some roommates, another couple. I found out said roommate robbed a guy at gunpoint for a bunch of cocaine and $5,000. My boyfriend was the other gunman and the getaway driver. I didn't find out until he went to jail 4 years later. Broke up shortly after that and would never think of him the same again. I don't know if I expected it to take that turn.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I think I'm still digesting this. She was like, he was a great guy, but he was also a gunman, and they robbed people for cocaine.
Like, yeah.
Hold on.
You said they robbed people for cocaine.
Yeah, I had to cough, and I didn't want to do it in the mic.
Well, hold on. Well, not y'all robbing people for cocaine.
Right. Okay. This is the last one. Oh, God. The first line has gotten me. My ex had an affair with my father.
Oh.
I divorced her, and as far as I'm concerned, he's dead to me. I've kind of withdrawn from everybody because I don't feel like I can trust anyone. Trust isn't something I even have on the table. Okay, can we sit down and dissect this a little bit?
I mean, some of y'all dads be fine.
But how do you, as the father, have sex with your child's wife?
I mean, yeah.
That's what I'm struggling with. Like, how you sit back and be like, you know what, my son is married to her, but I want to get up in that too.
That's how men think. Some. It's awful.
It's crazy. I don't get it. I couldn't do that. I mean, granted, I'm also a homosexual. Still, I could not do that.
You gonna say you called you? I'm also a homosexual.
I'm just saying, some of those things those won't apply to me ever. But still, why? And that brings me to something I want to quickly touch on before we go into Living While Black. I recently discovered Paternity Court, the TV show.
How did you recently discover Paternity Court? Like,
I don't know.
Not the messiest show of all time.
I was on TikTok and I kept seeing people post it. And I'm going through parts of this thing because it's like every episode is like 20 minutes. Well, Tubi has all of season 5 up there. And when I tell you I was getting my whole life, there was a white couple up there. Well, a white divorced couple. Apparently, the wife at one point has acknowledged that she used to be out here running the mill. Everybody was getting it and she was giving it.
Oh, okay.
And she acknowledged it. Well, the ex-husband said, and I quote, if for everyone that stuck in her is stuck out of her, I would think she was a porcupine. And I did not quite recover.
You're aggravating.
Even when he said it, the judge sat there. She was like, "Oh, I just got that." And she was like, Mr. Whoever, let's try to be respectful. But he was like, but it's true. If for everyone that went inside her, it came out of her, she looked like a porcupine. And she's over here now crying because he's really like being very, elaborate in his description of her whole days. He ended up being the father anyway, but it didn't matter. He was testing his daughter, who was 26 years old, to make sure that she was his child. Because everyone had kept telling him and her that they didn't think that they were actually biologically related. So it was causing issues, and he just wanted to know. It turned out it was his child. But when he said that line,
she'd have been a porcupine.
He said, if everyone that stuck in, if it stuck out, it should be a porcupine. But that was the thing. He said that, she even said it. She said that she didn't start cheating on him until after they got married. And she claimed she didn't start cheating until after she had the last kid. She had the last kid, and then she just kind of made her way around the town.
Okay.
And she was very honest about it. She was like, yeah, I did. That was who I was, but I didn't start doing it until after I had a baby. And based off of the paternity test, it appears that it was right. Just like there was a black couple, an interracial couple, black guy, white girl, and he was questioning the paternity of the kids. And the judge was asking why. And he said because his ex-girlfriend had come to him because his ex-girlfriend and that girl worked together. And she told him that she had heard rumors that this woman was sleeping around with some of the guys there. So she was like, I'm not saying that the kids are not yours, but you may want to look into it. So he believed the ex-girlfriend.
Of course.
Well,
the ex-girlfriend let me tell you, didn't know how to mind her business.
Let me tell you his logic, though. His logic, he had a whole diagram. He had a drawing of what he looks like from the side, his profile. And he said, as you can see, Your Honor, my head has a lump in it. It's like a roller coaster. He said, I have 5 kids outside of the 2 that I have with her. And all of those kids have my head. This child does not have my head, so I'm not sure if it's my child. And the judge is looking at him and said, well, you do realize that that child also is part his mama, too.
Right.
It ain't just yours. Both of the kids turned out to be his. And they were precious looking kids. But the fact that his logic was the fact that his head, as he put it, is shaped like a roller coaster and the kids' heads were not, was a lot for me. Right. That was a lot for me. It shows the type of logic some of these people have.
But could you imagine pre-DNA?
Right.
Like how many of you got away with like denying their kids because of stupid shit like that?
Mm-hmm. There was another couple up there. They were never a couple. This woman had sex with her sister's husband for 2 years, unprotected, ended up getting pregnant, but was not 100% sure that the baby was his because she had been messing around with 2 other guys at the same time. So for 29 years, this little girl, well, adult now, had been told that this man was her dad, but they never had a DNA test. So they finally had a DNA test. Even his kids believed this girl was their sister. They were already calling her sister. They were inviting her to family functions. Turned out she wasn't even his child.
Right.
So now the mom was like, well, I know the names of the other 2 people. So right now I just want to help her find out who this person is.
Exactly.
But that episode actually almost made me cry because the daughter blamed herself. She blamed herself because the girls she thought were her siblings invited her to a wedding. And she was supposed to go with her husband. But she was scared to go because they were inviting her as their sister. Like, hey, we want you to come. We consider you family, kind of stuff like that. But she was a little anxious about it because she had never met them before. This is like a family trying to tell her that they were related. It was a lot for her, so she didn't go. With them not going, her husband, who was a firefighter, was home to work, and he was called out to a fire, and he passed away at the fire.
That's so
sad. He drowned saving kids that had fallen in the water. So she blamed herself for him passing away because she said if she would have just gone to the wedding, it would have never happened. But it was really sad.
That is sad.
But it was also the judge. Judge was actually a good judge because she's like, as people, when we have someone close to us pass away, we generally take on a guilt anyway. We always start to wonder if there's certain things we could have done that could have changed the course of the events. But at the end of the day, wondering that is not going to change the fact that it happened.
Right.
So you just kind of have to accept that as your reality and learn to grieve and try to move forward the best you can. But carrying that guilt is not going to be beneficial for you or anyone else. So I was like, I like this judge. Too bad that show got canceled. But I will be going back watching all 7 seasons of Paternity Court.
Once you start watching Cheaters, especially the ones with people.
I watched that too. Do you know Tammy Roman got a show on VH1 that's basically Cheaters?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I had mixed reviews, so I haven't checked it out yet. I didn't really have an interest in it, but sometimes I'll take recommendations from y'all as my friends, like, yo, check it out, it's good, but I haven't heard anyone really say, like,
yeah, I haven't watched it, but I've heard people, I see commercials for it, but that's about it. But that's all I have for Root Chalk. So, do you have anything that you want to close us out with as it relates to Living While Black?
No, just stay black and die.
I don't really have much either. I did see some stuff that I thought was worth highlighting. It's almost like Black Magic, because why not? But because one of my favorite websites to go to is Because of Them We Can. I think it's pretty dope that Hampton University alums, they have like a new HBCU YOU dolls that you can buy at Target. So they're little black dolls that actually look like they go to Hampton University. Like some of them have on like Letterman jackets. They're cheerleaders. There's like a homecoming queen looking one. Each doll has a major in interest, including pre-med, physics, and the captain of the debate team. I love that they have black hair. Like one of them has more of like a fro, curly. There's different shades because, black people come in different colors. And so I love that too. Each doll is 18 inches tall. So that's actually kind of tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it says, some of the characters, they can be cheer captains. Some of them can be student body presidents. Some of them can be homecoming queens. So I just think that's cool. I love seeing stuff like this because, I did not play with dolls, but I know that it was also back in the day pretty hard to find black dolls in like many different ways. Like essentially, like Barbie just turned a white doll into a black one. Like there really wasn't anything truly distinguishing about her. But now you see the ones now that they're creating that have black features. Like they have our lips, they have our hair, they have the shapes that black girls have. And, they're not all built to be like really skinny dolls with like not even realistic proportions.
Right.
They look like us. And I love that people are actually dedicating the time and money to do that. But like I said, you can get these dolls on Amazon and you can get them from Target. On Amazon, look at her. There's a HBCU homecoming queen. Her name is Nicole.
Hi, Nikki.
She's an 18-inch doll with accessories. She has curly 4A hair.
Hi, Nikki.
Deep brown skin tone, and she's designed and developed by Purpose Dolls. And right now they're out of stock, so they are trying their best to keep them in stock. But that means you guys have found them and y'all out here buying them, and I love it. So shout out to them because representation is everything, and I love that people are making efforts to represent us in ways and spaces that we weren't always in. So that's all I have for Living While Black.
All I have.
So I ask you this all the time. It's been 2 weeks since the last time I could have asked you this. Do you have anything that I can? Well, no, I doubt you're going to tell anybody anything, but I'm going to say it anyway. Do you have anything to leave our listeners with before we close out?
Yeah, y'all have a good week. I hope you have a good week. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so what I have, it starts off kind of grim. This is actually somebody's Facebook post. It's actually a real thing. And I just thought it was interesting. So this post is by George M. Johnson. He's actually an author. He has a book called All Boys Aren't Blue. It's basically like an autobiography of sorts of his life as growing up as a queer man, where, we're raised to believe when it comes to colors, blue is the color that men are supposed to wear or like, and pink is the color that women are supposed to wear. So he's playing on that in the title. But this is the post. I played my brother's favorite song while they lowered the casket into the grave because his brother just passed away. He said, y'all should have seen my father's face when It's Time for the Percolator came blaring from my phone. Rest well, GG.
That's not for that's so sweet. It's time for the percolator.
Like, I love that. It's like, I know y'all don't fuck what y'all think. This is for my brother. And y'all know my brother just like I know my brother. And he used to love some. It's time for the percolator. So y'all going to get into it and deal with it.
Right.
But I thought that was really cute. I thought it was funny. Still. But I thought it was cool. So with that, ballheads, we will talk to you guys in 2 weeks.
Indeed we will. Bye.